Hey, I'm Jake Von During with the Dialed Cycling Lab.
I'm Lance Hepler with the Dialed Cycling Lab.
And today we're here to talk about road biking and got $1 million question for you, actually 3 of them. What's your saddlebag? What's in your pockets? And what are you taking with you?
That's why I'm wearing my ridiculous jersey and Jake is in the lovely sweatshirt. You look more comfortable than I am.
Much more comfortable, yep.
But look at how good this looks.
Suck it in. Let's do it.
So this is off the cuff. I just took my saddlebag right off my road bike.
Drum roll.
First thing.
Tire lever.
Tire lever. That's
a good idea, especially a lot of with the tires these days. They're sometimes kind of a hassle to get off.
Quite often I cannot get a tire off without a tire lever.
Don't go cheap on those things either. Get a good solid one that's not going to snap on you when you're out there in the middle of nowhere.
Next thing.
Tube.
Tube.
Dude, could that be any more dirty?
Well, so...
Has it been used before? Is it
No, yeah, it's been... So here's the thing. I run tubeless on my road bike. They're tubeless.
Okay.
And so there has been a time or two where I've flatted bad enough with the tubeless that I had to put a tube in.
Gotcha.
So all the stuff on the tube is the old
sealant,
tubeless sealant.
Okay, that explains. So I guess it's just an extra layer of protection on there,
But
say.
the tube is still good, so it goes in the saddlebag.
Keep it on your side of the table.
Okay, next thing.
CO2.
CO2.
Now, you don't have to use CO2, and sometimes it's actually not a bad idea just to take a hand pump with you because those only work for one shot. It's one and done. You're out once you're done with that. So if you get another flat, what are you gonna do to pump up your tire?
That's correct.
Where's your pump in there?
I don't have a pump.
Oh, okay, so might be something you might want to
That's when I call my wife and say, I need to be picked up.
Yeah.
Please save
If you're
me.
riding in a big group, though, chances are somebody else is going to have an extra tube. Somebody's going to have extra CO2, which is kind of nice. Just make sure that you pay it back. Worst case scenario, somebody might have a hand pump that you could use in the worst of times. What else you got in there?
A boot.
A boot? What you talking to boot?
I tell you about all about it.
So it looks like you just took a tire there.
This is just a piece cut off from an old tire.
Okay.
So
why would you need a boot?
if you slit your tire bad enough that if you blow up the tube, it's gonna leak out the slit, you cover it with the boot or a piece of plastic
on the inside. So basically what happens is you can put that between the tube and the tire, right over that slit, the hole or whatever you can't get to seal, put that in there and it's gonna get you home. It's still a good idea to have this even if you're not running tubeless because there are times where you might get something catastrophic that happens to your tire. You gotta pump up your tire and that tube's gonna wanna come out, kind of like a little bit of a hernia if you will. And you need to be able to protect that because if it pops out and pops again, you're gonna be in a bad way.
Correct.
So yeah, what else you got? Patch kit?
I don't know what this is. This is a patch kit. There's some patches for a tube in an emergency. Oh, I've got a valve extender.
That's worth its weight in gold sometimes. I've had to actually help a friend out by riding all the way back to my house because we were a couple miles away because he had a deeper dish wheel rather. He went to go put the tube through and the valve basically wouldn't come up. It was just barely poking out so you can't get anything on it.
See how long that valve is?
So if you imagine cutting that in half and the dish is that deep, you're not gonna be able to get anything on there. So all you do is screw that on top of the valve, put that on there, and that extends it and you can get it all the way up through there. So it's always good to have that on there, if not for yourself, for somebody else, so you don't have to ride home. So yeah, anything else in there?
Oh yeah.
He's making a mess. I'm gonna send him a cleaning bill.
It's a master link from.
Thank you.
It's a master link.
I was hoping I was gonna see that. So master link. You bust your chain breaks, and then you're pretty much in a bad way. You can't get home. Well, you can just take that guy, put it in there, put the chain back together, ride home, and you're good to go.
Oh, there's a lot of dirt in here. Oh, there's a valve core tool.
So that will remove the valve core, so you can take the valve core out, and you can put on that valve extender.
I have.
So
yeah, I'm not.
Sometimes you need to take out the valve core inside of the tube to put that valve extender on there. Oh my gosh, this thing is never ending. What else you got?
It's just a bunch of dirt.
Okay. You can keep the dirt in there. So yeah, you want to have your saddlebag, you want to have your flat kit, you want to have your boot and your multi-tool and your CO2 and your tube and all this stuff. Think about maybe taking a pump if you're going to be riding in somewhere that's a little bit remote or you're going to be by yourself and you need to make sure that you are able to get back on your bike and ride home.
Well, there's two very important things that are missing in the saddlebag.
Well, you need a way to inflate.
Okay, so I cheat. This is why I'm wearing this felt thing, because in my pockets, I carry a little zipper pouch. In my little zipper pouch.
It's like your little man purse for.
Yes, here's another CO2 with the CO2 head
used?
thing on it.
Or is it just seated right there where you just turn on and then it opens?
It's used.
Okay.
So that's why it's still on there.
Okay, so when you get home, if you've had a flat, make sure that you Whoa.
Oh, there's still some in there. That's why I didn't throw it out. I only had to half use it last time.
Okay.
All right.
If you use your CO2, make sure you replace them when you get home. Make sure that you put new tubes in there. Make sure that you add all the little nooks and crannies. Oh gosh, I'm getting worried. What else? Oh, multi-tool.
A multi-tool.
Okay, we've talked about this before. Know your multi-tool, and by that I mean know your bike. So know all of the different fittings on your bike. Know what Allen keys you need. If you need a Torx screw, if you've got a Phillips head or a flathead on there, whatever you might need, make sure that it's on your multi-tool, because chances are that'll be the one thing that breaks or that you need to fix, and then all of a sudden you don't have it.
I have through axles on my road bike, and I can't get the wheels off without this 6mm.
Yep. So and got a few bucks and probably an old driver's license.
I have an old driver's license that I use that's been expired that I keep, so
that picture does not look like you.
Look at this. Look at the size of that neck in there. This was like 40 pounds ago. Cycling has treated me well.
Yes, it has. Looking good, Hep.
And there's cash.
Cash. So yeah, sometimes you just need cash. Need a ride. Stand out there, wave a $50 bill around. Whoever takes a $50 bill in the bag, or if you
I'm gonna get mugged now because I have a $50 bill in here.
There you go. Yeah, and then just keeping an old ID in there is a good idea, because heaven forbid something bad should happen to you. You need to have some sort of identification on you.
What do you bring, Jake?
I bring my muck off of my thing.
No,
I gotta keep my bike looking good.
That's stupid.
It just fits right back in here.
Will it fit into my pocket?
Yeah, maybe. Let's find out. See, just like that. So keeps your bike looking nice and shiny and clean. So
This is
in all seriousness, I generally like to take my phone with me.
That's what's in this side. I bring my phone.
Yep. And then, do you happen to have like a little computer handy?
I do. Yeah. I always ride with the computer.
Okay. Now, I don't keep that in my saddlebag or my pocket. I actually keep it on a little mount in the front of my bike, but that's actually pretty handy because it can push through notifications to me. So if somebody's sending me a text or trying to call me, I can see that.
You could ignore it properly.
Exactly. Or if I have pre-planned a route in there for whatever kind of riding I'm doing, it will give me turn-by-turn instructions.
Correct.
It takes care of all the metrics and data. So if I'm out doing a training program, or if I know that I'm doing a long ride and I don't want to bonk at the end of that, it can kind of manage my watts and my heart rate. It does a lot of cool little things, and there's a bunch of them out there. Garmin and Wahoo are probably the two biggest ones out there, and we love both of their computers. I
like the Garmin 830. That's what I ride with.
530. Anyway, that's
no,
kind of.
Mine's the 830. It's got the touch screen.
Yeah. I like buttons. What else you got? What else you taking with you?
I take mustache wax just in case there's a mustache emergency.
Coffee.
Jake takes us some coffee with him.
Yeah, take some coffee. Those early rides when it's like nice and like cold out and you're like dragging a little bit.
You need your coffee.
Take a little coffee, right? So I always take, and I don't have one here to show you, but I'm sure you've got one at home in the kitchen drawer somewhere, Ziploc bag. So the reason why I say that is you can throw little bits and pieces and stuff like that. Not that one. But you can put your wallet and you can put your your ID and all that stuff, and it keeps everything in one little tiny place.
Yeah.
And the sweat doesn't permeate through it and get your.
See, you carry your wallet. I don't. I just take my ID and a couple bucks.
So you can take your little man purse, or you can take your wallet and your Ziploc bag, and you'll be good. What else you take?
I take my AirPods. I listen to music while I'm.
Don't wear AirPods while you ride your bike. If you want to listen to music, get yourself a set of bone conduction headphones. Aftershokz makes some of the best on the market. You can hear cars, you can hear people, and you can hear your music. So these things work fantastic.
I actually use the original AirPods, not the AirPods Pro, because the AirPods Pro are noise canceling, and I don't want noise canceling. With these, I can hear cars coming and whatnot.
Yeah, these don't go in your ears, so they're a lot more sanitary. Yeah, they don't bug your ears, so this is something that worth looking into.
I kill a pair of these about every 8 or 10 months because of sweat. So.
Yeah. Oh, this is something that I always take with me. This guy right here is like the best invention since sliced bread. What
Yep.
this is the Garmin Varia radar, the 515. It will basically pick up all of the vehicles coming up from behind you,
Yep.
and then it will send its message up to your head unit,
To your
whether
head
it be
unit.
Garmin or Wahoo, works with both of them just fine. And it shows you the cars coming up on the side of the screen so that you know to get yourself over, get out of the way so the cars can safely pass you. And it also helps motorists know that, hey, that cyclist, he's kind of nice, he got out of the way, we can play nice together. So it
Yeah.
creates a little bit of a nice little mutual agreement there.
Rear-facing radar, I hate riding without it,
Yeah,
so.
I feel like I'm riding naked. Definitely worth
a
the
good
little
thing.
investment. So that's that. You taking any food with you?
I take food with me. I don't have any food right now.
You want some Picky Bars?
But I do like Picky Bars.
Stay out of my Picky Bars. So yeah, it's always a good idea to take some food with you. You don't want to get in a situation where you bonk because you can get lightheaded, you can feel faint, maybe you're not going to make it home. I think that's it, unless there's anything else you can think of.
Take a friend with you?
Take a friend. Oh, let people know where you're going.
That's a good point.
Yeah, just you can use these computers, like Garmin in particular has a little function on there called Live Track.
Yep.
And you can, as soon as you press start, it will actually send out a signal that you can program into the app, and it'll send out basically a text message or an email to whoever you've invited to watch your ride, and they can at any point in time click on a link and they can see exactly where you're at. And it also has a crash detection in there too. So if you have an incident where you go down and
Story time.
Yeah, I think I know this one.
Jake was there. Jake's one of my emergency contacts. My wife is one of my emergency contacts. We were at training camp in February in Southern California. I was doing a descent. I crashed.
Badly.
I crashed badly on the descent. Before I could call my wife,
We were already on the way calling.
they were already on the way there because they got the text that said Lance was in an incident. And so Jake was there. Jake and my wife jumped in the van and came and rescued me.
Scooped him up.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's about it. If you guys have any questions, hit us up in comments below. If we missed something, let us know. We'd be kind of curious. There's a little like and subscribe button somewhere down there. You can touch that thing and click on it and do all the little belly things and YouTubery stuff on that.
Yeah.
We will see you on the next one. Bye for now.
This thing's so filthy. I had no idea.